What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight! Alright, we're coming back to Within Temptation. Yes, indeed, Within Temptation Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Insolent Umbrella, and this is actually one of Insolent Umbrella's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Insolent Umbrella. I hope you enjoy the show, man. Insolent Umbrella wanted to see me react to this song by Within Temptation called Mother Earth. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not heard the song before. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, okay, yeah, I recognize this, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Alright, this was posted by, oh boy, Capcoar40. I hope I pronounced that name right. And the video has 3.9 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. Alright, here we go. Within Temptation, that's all it says. Okay, so this is a full concert video. It's like an hour-and-a-half long concert. Insolent Umbrella gave me the start time and the stop time. So I'm supposed to stop at 1:14:46. So just keep that in mind. I am going to be watching the clock, but that's why, as I want to make sure I stop in the right place. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Okay. Good start. Really good start. Playing with orchestras, I have mixed feelings about orchestras. I do feel orchestras do add to the overall performance. I do feel they add to the song. That they'll add more scope, they'll add more depth to every song that they play on. Having said that, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of wish since this is my first time hearing the song, I kind of wish I had heard the song and it's just the way it was recorded. Now, possibly, maybe, since I do get the feeling that Within Temptation is one of those like symphonic metal bands, maybe the recording had an orchestra. I don't know. Having never heard the original song, I'm not 100% sure. It's very possible that on the recording there is an orchestra with them. So I don't know. It's hard to say whether the orchestra is adding to the song or not because I've never heard the original song. So all I can say is having an orchestra, like I said, it will always add depth. It will always add more scope to the song. It will always give the song a new feel, unless it's originally on there, and then at which point they're just playing the song exactly the way it was on the recording. So tough. It's a tough call for me because, like I said, I've never heard the original. But so far, so good. Everything sounds good. Everybody's rocking out. I love 6/8. Love 6/8. It's got a good gallop feel to it. Ba, 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 ba. Got some good accents in there. On like the 4, 5, 6, you know. They're flowing along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. You know, and you hear those accent hits. Those are really nice. Well done, well placed, and not overly used. So that way, when you do use them, they sound special. They're more impactful than if you do them like every measure. At that point, it almost becomes a joke if you do them like every measure. So anyway, let's keep going here. I love her. I do. I absolutely dig on her right now. And it's not in a pervy way. Get your minds out of the gutter. No, I absolutely love her because she is coming up. Now, don't get me wrong. Her vocals sound great. Okay, her vocals are fantastic. She's singing right on pitch, right on key. Everything sounds good. Tone sounds good. It does sound, if I'm being honest, it does sound a little held back. I feel like she's holding back. I feel like she could really belt it out if she wanted to, but I feel like she's holding back considering the style of the song, and that's okay. But what I love about her more than anything else is how much she is interacting with the crowd. She's constantly reaching out into the crowd with these big, broad arm motions and reaching out for them, and you can feel it. Man, if you're in that crowd, I mean, I'm not even in the crowd, and I'm feeling her. I'm absolutely feeling her. If I was in the crowd, it'd be like 10 times stronger. But watching her have that type of connection with the crowd and interacting with the crowd and reaching into the crowd to make them feel like they're a part of this and we're all in this together. We're one unit right now. And that is what I love seeing from lead vocalists. I love it when lead vocalists take the time to be able to make the crowd feel like they are a part of the show. That's awesome. Love that. I kind of chuckled at the beginning when I came back when I hit the play button for the second time, I kind of chuckled. And the reason I chuckled is I saw the guitar player that was on stage left jump off of his eagle block, and I just saw him make a mad dash across. And I saw him running. I'm like, and then as I saw him go by, all of a sudden I saw the other guitar player go in the other direction. I'm like, ha ha, the old crisscross. I love that. So they switch sides, and they gotta do it quick. You gotta get to your spot as fast as you can. So you can't walk. You gotta run. And they were running like at a full gallop, man. They were full stride running. That was fun to see. It just made me chuckle because I've done that myself many, many times. And it's always good to see musicians put in the work like that. It is. Anyway, let's keep going here. Again, fun to watch. Look, all the musicians running. Bass player, 2 guitar players running, switching positions. Now you got the bass player over on stage left, guitar player on stage right, and the other guitar player running up to the front of the catwalk. Love it. Love it. All the way to the front, even in front of the lead vocalist. Nothing wrong with that. Now you got strategically placed at 3 points, all rocking out. The whole time, lead vocalist, what is she doing? Leading the crowd with the chants. Hey, hey, hey. And the crowd does what? Follows along. This is fun to watch. Not only is it fun to watch, it's great music to boot. It really is. The song sounds fantastic, but the stage show is where it's at for me, man. I'm loving the stage presence. I'm loving the stage, the interaction, the movement, and the motion, and the energy that's being created on that stage. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's keep going here. Wow. Wait. Hold on. Oh my God. That is elaborate. I didn't even notice that. So they have a T. Oh, wait, hold on. Or is that the crowd? No, the stage is back here. That's... Huh, I was right. Okay, so here's the stage. Over here. That's where everybody was. They all ran to the front, up the catwalk, and now the catwalk does a T-split. That looks like fun. I want to be on that stage. I want to have a catwalk like that goes out in the crowd and then splits. I've had the catwalk before. That's fun. That's a lot of fun, actually. But to have the catwalk come up and then split into a T? Look at that. Guitar player, bass player, guitar player, all up here at the front. Rocking out with who? The crowd. making the crowd feel like what? A part of the show. Yep. I want to play on that stage. I want to be on that stage right now. I would love it if I ever get the opportunity to play on a stage with a catwalk that goes into a T. I'll play for free. I'm dead serious. I will play for free if you let me have free reign and let me run around the stage and let me go up on that catwalk as often as I want. Man, I will do that show for free. I am not even kidding. Call me. Hit me up. I am so dead serious. I will play bass for you for free for a show if you let me have fun with that stage. Good Lord, that looks like a lot of fun. Nice pyro ending. I'm supposed to I went 3 seconds too long. Uh-oh. Oh God, I'm in trouble now. Wow. God, they could have ended the show like that. That would have been a great closer. But they're doing more. They got another 15 minutes left in their concert. Dear Lord. I wonder if they're going to top that. All right, let me gather my thoughts. Let me think about this, and I will see you in the review. We'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Within Temptation with a live performance of a song called Mother Earth. This was a request from Insolent Umbrella, and this was actually one of Insolent Umbrella's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Insolent Umbrella. I hope you enjoy the show. Before I give my score, this is not my first time doing Within Temptation. I did a song for them before. I forgot what the name of the song was. But I remember I gave it a really good score. I gave it like a high 7. So it was like 7.7 or 7.8 or 7.9 or something like that. And I think I remember making the comment of, I wonder what these guys sound like live. Because I had a suspicion. And I'm glad to see that my suspicion has now been, at least in my opinion, it's been completely validated. Let me get my score and I'll go more into depth as to what I mean by that. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that a 9.1. Yep, 9.1. I feel great about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. My suspicion when I first did Within Temptation was, and the reason I made the comment of, I wonder what these guys sound like live, is I had a feeling that this was a band that excels at playing live. There are certain bands that when they play live, they sound better. They just do. And it's nothing against their songwriting. Listen, they're playing the same songs, okay? But there are some bands that make great studio bands. They put out amazing albums, and their albums sound great. When they play live, it never adds up. It never matches up to what they got in studio. I'll give you a band that's a perfect example of this. Godsmack. They make great live albums. Not live albums. They make great albums. Studio albums. All their studio albums sound really good. On the flip, playing live, they are extremely hit and miss. There have been some live shows or live recordings I've heard of them that they sound pretty good, And then there are some other live performances where I heard them and I'm like, oh my God, that is horrible. It sounds awful. They're just one of those bands that, look, nothing against them. They do great studio work. All their studio albums sound fantastic, but live, they just don't got it. And then you have other bands. And I'm gonna use my old standard for this. I'm gonna use Kiss. Studio albums, they sound really good. They sound good. Okay, they do. Live is where they excel, and they always have. Their studio albums, you hear the studio album, and all you can think is, I can't wait to hear what this sounds like live. It's the same thing. Now, I had a suspicion with this band when I heard them for the first time, and I heard a studio recording on one of their songs, and I thought to myself, I wonder what they sound like live. Because I'm willing to bet they're one of these bands that sound good in studio, but live it's even better. And I am so glad to be able to sit here and confirm my suspicions. These guys are a live band through and through. They know how to get a great sound out of a live performance, and not only that, have great performance stage presence. They really do, man. Oh, and I'm not talking one or two people. Every single person in the band was moving. Every single person in the band was rocking out. Every single person in the band was interacting with the crowd in one way or another. But there was always at least one person at any given time interacting with the crowd, or moving around, or showing off that showmanship. Folks, when you go to a live show, this is the kind of stuff you want to see. You want to see band members moving around. You don't want to see band members just stand there like a tree. You really don't. What are you paying for? Oh, we're paying to go listen to the music. Dude, if you want to hear the music, and that's all you care about is the music, stay home, save your money, and listen to that album on your stereo or in your headphones. But don't tell me you're going to go see. There it is. There it is. Don't tell me you're going to go see the show and all you care about is the music. No, you're going to see the show. These guys put on a great live show. Now, is the entire concert like this? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I know based on this one performance, it gave me this one song, this one performance of this one song, I can tell you right now, it gave me a pretty good gauge. And especially considering the fact that this is towards the end of the concert and they're still rocking out like that. Oh yeah, I'll bet you anything the whole concert's like this. I'll bet you anything they're moving around and performing like this the entire time. Now, let's talk about the song, okay? The song, fantastic. 6/8, right off the gun, up my alley. Love that. Absolutely love 6/8. I loved the use of accents on 4, 5, 6, but not the overuse. It was not overused. I kept waiting for that. I kept waiting for them to come back and drink from that well too often. They didn't. They did those accents like once every phrase. And I was like, that's smart. That's smart arranging. That's smart songwriting. As far as a chordal standpoint of the song, nothing all that complex. No crazy key changes. No crazy modulations. Everything flowed. Even when they did move within the chordal structure, they moved, there it is, within the chordal structure. Nothing moved so far out that it sounded awkward or forced. Everything just flowed very nicely. Guitar playing on this was thick. Loved that thick guitar tone without sounding muddy. Just a good, thick, crunchy tone. Couldn't really hear the bass in the mix, unfortunately, which is kind of a bummer. Being a bass player, I always like to hear bass, but didn't really hear it, but I saw him up there rocking out. Keyboard was there to help fill out the sound. Very nicely done his part. No complaints on anything he did. Everything sounded good. Drumming on this was nice. I dug the drumming on this. Absolutely. Really great, again, use of feel. Getting those accents in there when needed. Some nice fill work. Nothing too over the top with the fills. Could he have done more with the fills? You know, I don't normally say this. I do think maybe he could have done more with the fills, possibly. But what he did sounded fine. It sounded fine. Could he have been a little flashier? Possibly. But here's the thing. Here's the trade-off. Whenever you get super flashy with the drum fills, you run the risk of two things happening. One, stealing the spotlight away from where the spotlight should be on. Okay, there's that possibility. But secondly, and more importantly, when you do too much in your fills, it can take away from the song itself and become a distraction from the actual song. So, could he have been a little more flashy with the fills? I think he could have been, but I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he wasn't. I'm glad he did what he did. So, there's that. Let's talk about the lead vocalist. Let's talk about her, shall we? Putting her stage presence aside, which was fantastic. Loved her stage presence. Constantly reaching out into the crowd and interacting with the crowd and making the crowd feel like they're a part of the show. Putting that aside, her vocal performance was fantastic. And I'm going to use this video as an example. Whenever I talk about performance, I don't care if they're male or female. I don't care. Whenever I'm talking about a vocalist who's performing live on stage, and I talk about their lack of stage presence, and they didn't interact with the crowd, and the comments and the commenters in making their little comments in the comment section of, well, she's focusing on her vocal performance and she shouldn't have to do all that stuff when, you know, we'd rather hear her focus on her amazing vocals. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have both. You can have a vocalist with amazing vocal technique and ability and talent do a magnificent vocal performance and have stage presence. Be able to interact with the crowd. What? You don't believe me? That's okay. I got the proof. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Exhibit A. What more argument do I need? This is it. This is my opening and closing argument. Right here. She did both. She was able to have a great vocal performance. And while singing, at the exact same time as she was vocalizing, she was reaching out into the crowd, pointing into the crowd, interacting with the crowd, while singing at the exact same time. So let me ask you, all those vocal purists who have the gall to sit there and defend their vocalist, their favorite singer, and say, we would rather have her focus on her singing. Okay, well now here's my question to you. Is it because she's incapable? Is it because he or she is not able to sing properly while interacting with the crowd? That's what I think. That's exactly what I think. Because clearly, vocalists who are able to, they do. So when you're sitting there defending your favorite singer, whether it be he or she, and you say, well, that singer doesn't have to, or that singer wants to focus on their vocal performance instead. My question to you is it because they want to or because they need to? Because they can't do both. That's my question. And that's a question you should be asking yourself. Because this lead vocalist clearly can do both. Listen, I loved the song. Don't get me wrong. The song was good. The song had a great feel, that 6/8 feel. I was in the groove with it. I was here for all of that. But what did this for me more than anything was the live performance. That, I've always said this, live performance can make or break a song. If you have a really good song and an amazing live performance, you can get, instead of a really good score, you can get a great score. On the flip, you can have a great song with a very mediocre live performance, and you're going to get a really good score rather than a great score. In this case, you had a great song that was matched up with a fantastic live performance, and that is how we're coming up to the 9.1, which is exactly where we're going to end and we're going to stay. So, 9.1, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys would like to join the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to click the bell, go ahead and click the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference to me, but if you guys would like to do these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.